All right, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto the Most High and only begotten Son. Call Halayim La Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem. Rakak Radash, Dubars to the apostles, elders, great millstone, rule and teach well. Wabarakathum unto the hopeful elect. All right, this is government.uk.com, and then this is that digital ID. You know that they have. They're getting ready to roll out. Right, I'm gonna read through this article, just information on it, because brothers have been going into it. I was meaning to go into it myself, so I'm gonna go ahead and get it in right here. And I brought this out Edifies, and I'm gonna link it in with the way the prophecies state things to go. Okay, this is a digital ID scheme. It says a new digital ID scheme will make it easier for people across the UK to use vital government services. It says the rollout will in time make it easier to apply for government and private sector services, such as helping renters to quickly prove their identity of landlords, improving access to the welfare and other benefits, and making it easier for parents to apply for free childcare. It will also be required for the right to work checks, to stop those with no right to be in the country from finding work. It says this is to send a clear message that if you come here illegally, you will not be able to work, deterring people from making dangerous journeys, right? So if they're doing this, then you just know that Babylon the Great, which is America, is heading towards doing the same thing, right? This is just little steps, just like you had steps to get to where we at with the credit cards and everything, the cars with the scanner on there, the tap pay and all that. It took years and gradualism to get to that point, like the transition over from gold and silver to a piece of paper that's made back by silver, then now it's not backed by anything, and then it's just translating over. So we're basically seeing the translation of everything into that full universal basic income with the everything all controlled, so they can make it be like their dystopia. Controlling, tracking everything you spend, what you're doing, which they already can, but they want to do it like blatantly. Like they want to like fully just have you know that we're controlling you in a sense, because like they really can already track everything you got and they can shut down your bank account right now, right? But they want to do it at like the super large scale and cut off all other currencies and make it to where like you forced, right? It says how the digital ID will work. Your free digital ID will be stored securely on your phone and will help prove your identity, include age and residency status, simplifying access to government services and a range of uses across the private sector. Right, it says they expect it to be rolled out to all UK citizens and legal residents by the end of this parliament, so very soon. It will be free to download, and employers will be required to check it as evidence of your right to work in this country. This is a curb to the prospect of work for illegal migrants, a significant factor for driving small boat crossings. Right, America has this issue as well. Now, Trump just said, fuck it, started just kicking niggas out, but guess what? He's going to want to get everybody, so he's going to get ready to do the same thing. So it's coming. All right, it says work is now underway to draw up the design and technical details of the scheme to ensure it's inclusive, fair, and follows the best practice for security and data privacy, including drawing on examples where digital IDs are already delivering benefits internally. It says the government will be launching a consultation later this year to ensure we get the best possible input. It says police will not be able to demand to see your digital ID as with the current precedent, right? So it's basically gonna be just like a digital ID, digital way to like see all your information and everything, and they're eventually gonna have that in a thing called a R to the F to the I to the D CHIP. Revelation 13 and 16, which is going to get some precepts on that. Okay, this is what's coming. This is Revelation 13. I'm gonna start at 14 and read down. It says, "And he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth." It's talking about the beast. which is this revised Romanian Empire, which comes in a format now of NATO and the EU, which is ruled by America. It says, by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, right? And it's all types of miracles being done. But when you, because like basically you look into the Esau's ancient rules, he had all these various weapons, which that goes more into earlier in the chapter, creating all these atomic bombs and all these weapons and things of that sort. But then he's going to deceive people by this technology that he comes up with, this micro C-hip. But he's going to put in people's hand or in their foreheads. And we're already seeing a scale of that right now. You see how we're seeing that? You see people who are paraplegic who can't walk, or people who can't, like, who have certain disabilities. They're putting you have that neural link, you have different things they're putting it in them, and it's giving them the ability to do stuff that they weren't able to before. Which we understand that the Most High controls whether who's healed and who stays alive and who's, you know what I'm saying? Whenever somebody gets healed or something, like they get healed from something, the Lord did that. It says, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. It says, and he had power to give life into the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed. You see, so whoever would not bow down and bend the knee, they would get jacked up. And that's going to become in the format of you not being able to work. You see, being separated from society, And so we're seeing these things play out. We're in the beginning stages of it still, though. But if you don't bend the knee and take that thing in your hand and your forehead, you're not gonna be able to work. You're not gonna be able to be a part of society, and they're gonna cast you away. And they're even already throwing people inside, C camps already. Consign. I'm gonna say consign camps because you know the whole word. If you can extrapolate, but they're putting people in those things right now because they're not legally citizens here in America. So how much more when they forward and push this out, man? It says verse 16, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, right? So put that micro C up inside of you, man. You see, you're not going to be able, it said everybody, anybody that's not of the top elite banking families, they're going to try and put that C up inside of you, right? In your right hand or in your forehead. Now, it could be either hand. Most people are right-handed, but it could be either hand, right? And that word mark means charagma, which is a physical thing. That the word breaks down to graven, which I'll grab that real quick. I'll get it real fast. You go here. This mark is physical, man. All right, this word is charagma, Strong G5479. Okay, charagma. Now, first of all, when you go into the translations, one of it says mark, but it also says what? Graven. So it's something physical, man. It says Strong's, a scratcher etching. How does that happen? Like if you carve something onto a piece of wood, you see, like they would or if it's a cow and then you put a mark upon it, like you put that fire and then you had that metal device they had, that metal deal, and you put that fire in there. That's how they brand their cows. So they're trying to brand you and put something in you that proves that you belong to us. You don't belong to the Lord, you belong to us. So it says stamp, a badge of servitude or a sculpted figure, a graven or a mark, right? You see, so something that has to be imprinted into you, right? Now when you go into the root word of it, karax, this is physical, man. Karax means what? It says from karasso, to sharpen to a point through the idea of scratching, right? It says a pelicide or a stake. You see? That's like one of them big pieces of wood they stab into the ground for a gate. You see, but it's physical. And then you go down here, it says from Karaso to sharpen to a point through the idea of scratching. You see? So something physical being inserted, being scratched inside. Like basically basically you just basically saying something's being penetrated. And how are they gonna do that? With the syringe. All right, now let's get 17. It says that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Right, which you partake in that by first following and subscribing to this NWO agenda, and then taking that C up. That's how you do all those things that have the name, have the mark, the name, and then the number of his name. You get all that by subscribing to this NWO, and then putting that thing inside of you. Because it says here is wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast. For it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And when you break down these things in the Greek, right? This chai, it's like an X, like Xing out Yahweh Shai, the Messiah, and then that Psi, right? This Greek character looks just like the pharmacy symbol. You saw that wisdom on the left hand side, man, and then you have that stigma, which that's that mark. And what they want to do is they want to brand you. You see, they want to brand you and make you. Because like when you go right here, this is right here. It says stigma. It says to stick, stizo, or prick. Right? It says a mark pricked or branded onto the body to ancient Oriental slaves and soldiers to bore the name of the stamp of their master, or commanded, branded, or pricked, cut into their bodies to indicate what masters generally belong to. And there were even some devoted who stamped themselves as a way of a token of their god or their idol. So he wants to do this to you Israelites. He wants to make you into his idol.
Sarah, hurry up. No, Sarah, for real, hurry. It's almost 6 o'clock.
And so I also want to grab this here, because this is also going to lead to this right here. We're really getting into this stage too. 2 Kings 15 and 17 it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Right? Martial law. Going into a police state while they're enforcing this. But we're in the beginning stages where they're kind of giving people, they're kind of cutting off different, because like it's not the full C-hip pushed out yet, but they're conditioning everybody to do it. Because when they actually mandate the C-hip, they're gonna make it to where like, yeah, you gotta bend the knee or you ain't doing nothing. Right? And also gonna be putting people to death as well. Beheadings coming back and stuff like that. So we're in the beginning stages of it being pushed out. And that's what I got from this article through the Spirit. You see? They're getting that digital way of identifying yourself, digital identification, which is leading to the C-hip, to crack down on people who ain't really supposed to be there, getting jobs and just doing all that stuff. So America gonna do that too. You see, so we're just moving steps towards the motb. Meaning, hey, Lord willing, this lesson edify. I like to end it off by saying, call hello, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakudash, the Barnsley Apostle Elves, Great Millstone, Roots East Wells. The next time, call my shoulders.